Should you make big economic or financial decisions during an election cycle? There's arguments to do that and there's arguments to not do that. I would say, generally speaking, it's not wise to wait for an election to then make a decision, because what if it goes against what you really want it to happen? What's gonna happen then? Do you not make that decision, or you then do make that decision? What I've heard a lot of people talk about is buying a home. Well, what real issue is standing in the way between your financial decision to buy a home and the President of the United States? So if you are thinking about making some financial changes in your life and you are concerned about the upcoming election, you should tread lightly. But I would also argue and recommend that you don't put so much weight into that answer. There tends to be a lot of volatility when there is an election cycle. And a lot of the times what we're seeing is that very big money. So what this is could be the hedge funds, this could be the large money managers are making various decisions financially, and that can have some impact on the day-to-day volatility and the ups and downs of the market. But overall, it's very interesting to watch what happens during an election cycle, because we can have a lot of tremendous volatility, but we can also see some tremendous growth. If you woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning on the night that Donald Trump was elected back in 2016, the market was down like 800 points. And if you said, all right, that's the day I'm gonna sell, you would have lost out on, I think it was 6 to 8% gains between his election day when he won the election and the end of the year. Well, so I think one of the things that's interesting is tax planning, because during the Trump administration, he made some changes to the tax law that are going to sunset. And what's interesting is that the Biden administration has had ample amount of time to make adjustments and change the Trump era tax plan. And they haven't made a lot of those changes. And so that would suggest that there are either people in the Democratic Party or people that have a lot of influence on the Democratic Party that actually like some of those tax changes. So as we go forward, one of the big issues is when it comes to tax planning, because that's gonna be one of those areas that Congress and our government is gonna have a huge impact on. So when we start to see the 2017 tax law changes go into or they start to sunset, then we need to think about planning in consideration of those. So at 4 Points Wealth, we go through a tax planning process that we actually can project out, and we can see those various changes when those changes potentially sunset. But I would also suggest that whoever takes office, those things that we're supposed to sunset in 2025 will likely stay in, or maybe not be mitigated as much as we might think. In the end, I don't think it's very wise to let your politics get in the way of your overall financial goals and your overall financial strategy. If you've liked what you heard today, like, subscribe, and follow along as you hear more tips and ideas about your long-term financial wealth.